All right, welcome back to Refuge training videos. This one will be about service flows and other random info. I'm going to go through what a middle school night will look like, a high school night, what a united service flow will be. Through the magic of movie making, we are going to put the schedule up here so I don't have to write it out because that would take forever. But middle school Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. we're going to meet for a huddle and then go to work. And you're like, okay, wait, stop right there. What's a huddle? A huddle is all student leaders and adult leaders are asked to come early and meet before events so we can get on the same page. So for middle school nights and united services, student leaders will be assigned positions for welcoming and for cleanup. We'll briefly discuss service flow, what is going to happen, and the after activity or after party. We're going to pray together, and then we'll get to work. So try to be there at the actual huddle time. So most of these things start with a huddle. Refuge Huddle, then we'll go to work at 6 p.m. 6:20, we need to be in our assigned places for the welcoming. Students start to show up. 6:30, countdown begins. Our moms and pops, our student leaders and mentors seat your teams when the countdown happens. Go try to round them all up and say, hey, it's starting. So at 6:35, Refuge Middle School starts, announcements. 6:40 is an easy game. Might be a screen game, might be some gross game, I don't know. 6:50, we'll do a couple songs of worship. We might not have that. We might have a longer game and the band might take a week off for middle school nights. At 7, we'll start the video lesson. I'll be up there on stage. I'll kind of be corralling people. And then at 7:10 to 15, after the video's done, we will talk through the questions. We'll break up into groups. There are boys and girls for blue team, boys and girls for red team. And they'll talk through. That's where the mentors are going to be involved. You're going to stop what you're doing. The rec mentors, you are going to be hopefully setting up for our after activity if you have not completed it by this point. 6:25, we're going to bring it back, recap what's the big idea. 7:25, we will bring it back, recap. 7:35, pray to end the study, talk through after activity, dismiss the teams to the after activity. At 8:30, the students will go home. The moms, pops, and grandparents, that's what we used to call them, the student leaders and the mentors will meet for prayer real quick and we'll clean up. 9 p.m., everyone should be out of there. So I know sometimes we've lingered and had to clean up and been there like way longer. So my hope is that we get organized and have the students help us clean up. And so, like I said, many hands make the work light. Moving on to high school home group. So you're going to also have a huddle if you are a host home. At 6 p.m. or whatever time you work out, maybe about 30 minutes before the students start to show up, you're going to have a huddle. What does that look like? Before high school small groups, the student leaders and the host mentors will meet for prayer, discuss group members that might need follow-up, announcements that need to be made for Refuge because with the middle schoolers, I obviously can do the announcements. Obviously, our student leaders in these small groups need to do the announcements. And we'll take attendance right at the beginning of the group. So, you'll have a huddle. Students show up at 6:30, hang out, play games, focus your group around 7. If you want to focus your group right off at 6:30, or if they do, that's okay. But basically have the Bible study, wrap up, in about an hour, hang out, build relationships, go home, and then right at the tail end, again, the student leaders and the host homes are going to meet real quick, short prayer, thank God for what He has done. So, that's the high school home group. The United Nights looks a lot like the middle school nights, but it's going to be a little different, but mostly the same. 6 o'clock, Refuge Huddle. Okay, so we're all going to get on the same page. We're going to assign the positions, so everybody knows what everybody is doing. So go to work. At 6:20, being assigned welcoming position, students start showing up. 6:30, greeting team, do your thing, right? So 6:35, countdown begins. Again, student leaders and mentors seat your teams and wave your flag, have them come sit around you. It's not imperative that they sit in the same row, but near their flag. Refuge United begins at around 6:40, with an announcement video, 6:45, crazy everyone on their feet game, worship bumper at 6:55, worship starts no later than 6:57, 7:15 will be message bumper, 7:16, I'm getting really detailed with this, and I know it's a loose schedule, but just throwing it in there about how long stuff should last. So there'll be a message, there'll be a last song, invitation, final thoughts at 7:45, giveaway, after party instructions. So if we're going to Dairy Queen, I'm going to give instructions about how to conduct yourself there and all that kind of stuff. And then from about 7:58 to 9, the party at the Queen. So my hope is that everything goes smoother this year. Last year it was a little awkward sometimes, and I am super excited for this year. Hopefully these training videos help. Thanks for watching. I think this is the last one. It's at least the last one I'm going to do today. So if you have any questions, again, it's going to be, you can email me at jared@northroadchurch.com. Thanks.